Okay, we're going to be going to Romans chapter 6, verse 2. And I just want to say, why can't you stop sinning? It's people just don't want to. And that's all it is. It's a choice. But we'll rather choose the choice that suits us and make an excuse of why we made the choice of, our weakness or our failures. But we know that God is strong, that we know that God is able to keep us from falling, that God is sure, that his life is sure. And I just wanted to say that. But we go to Romans 6, verse 2. Romans 6 and verse 2. It says, God forbid, how shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? So this is talking about being saved and still sinning. And it says, can we do that? And it says, no, we can't say we live or live in a pure life still living in filthy ways. Because you can't say something is clean, but it's also dirty. That's why Jesus says that don't sew the old rag and the new rag together lest you'll make the rent worse. So God is saying, he says, but receive a new rag, So when you understand a new rag is a clean rag. It doesn't have the old ways on it. It's not tainted with the filthy dirt of whatever you were doing. So when it says, God forbid, how shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? How are we dead? But in Christ, we're dead through Christ. And we know through his life was a life without sin. So we have to understand that we have to perform that life and die in that life as he has given it to us, because he is that example of what his life is. So he lived that example of life for us to be able to receive that example of life without sin, that if we say that we are of him, we will produce that same life unto death. So that's why it says, God forbid, how shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? Why? Because now if I'm made new, but only by his life, so now I have to produce his life unto death that I may be received. So no, we shall not continue in sin, because his life does not lead us into sin. God bless you.